Well, hi, everyone. Welcome inside the beautiful Detroit Athletic Club in downtown Detroit. My name is Lauren Plant, joined by Sydney Carriel, and we are giving you the truncated version of the 26th Annual DAC Foundation's High School Athlete of the Year Awards. This is for those who just want to get right to the meat of what was happening, and that are our nominees. And Sydney, for your first time being at this event, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
These nominees are incredible.
Absolutely incredible. All 12 of them, and we've said it so many times, and I'll just say it again. We wouldn't want to be in the shoes of who had to pick the two winners, and all of their stories are incredible. They're incredible athletes, and they're great in the classroom as well, which makes them why they are nominees in this incredible award.
Yeah, big shout out to the state champs team for all the work that went on in putting together this event. We have a blast being able to host this event and being able to share the stories of these incredible athletes. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right to it. And we'll start with the nominees for Female Athlete of the Year.
Detroit Edison's Ruby Whitehorn has stamped her name as not only one of the best basketball players in Michigan, but across the country. Ruby is ranked 15th in the nation and joins an elite group of players to be named a McDonald's All-American. And this hits close to home for Ruby because the last player from Michigan to earn this award was also from Edison.
Well, Rakia, she won it, and a while ago she gave me her shoes. Well, she gave them to Coach Brown, Coach Brown, she told Coach Brown to give them to me when she felt like I was ready, and that's when my career really jumped from 8 points a game to 20 points a game. And it was really because of her and her belief in me. So, I just want to make sure I'm instilling that in the younger kids that's at my school.
To add to the long list of achievements, Ruby was named the 2022 Gatorade Michigan Girls Basketball Player of the Year. She also earned Miss Basketball, becoming the 4th straight Edison player to win. Winning Miss Basketball was about, making my coach, my teammates proud, and then my teammates before me. It was a lot of pressure to win it, but I'm happy and grateful that I got to give back to them and make them proud. Once Ruby got to high school, she had to work hard to earn playing minutes, and that journey began on Coach Brown's B team, something Ruby will admit took some time to get used to.
Oh man, I was rattled. I was like, what? So I'm playing JV? Like, man, I don't know about this, man. But practicing with those girls, they were the top girls in the state, and so practice was a lot harder than games, and they did not take it easy on me at all. It was times I wanted to transfer, but I trust my coach. I trust my coach a lot, and looking back, that B team, I wouldn't have been the player I am today without that B team.
Ruby capped off an incredible career with a Division II state title, one that she'll never forget.
The state championship, it was the most important award that I've ever gotten in my life. It means more than all of this, like McDonald's, Miss Basketball, it just means more than all of it because we did it as a team and we all share this one ring. We won the state championship my freshman year, but I was kind of like backseat riding, I wasn't driving. Coach Brown liked to say that, I didn't contribute as much as I didn't have to as a freshman, but they're sophomores and they had to contribute so much. And I thank them for that order because I couldn't have done it without them. So I was just so proud of my team.
Ruby's passion for the game and her team is noticeable every time she's on the court, and she has that same passion to give back to her community.
I actually organized an event for my teammates and I to give bags to homeless veterans during the season, and so that was a really big thing of me, and I appreciate them so much for helping.
As this chapter with Edison comes to a close, Ruby is ready to take her passion for the game to Clemson.
I'm ready to start from the bottom again and just work my way back up to the top like it's always been. It motivates me starting at the bottom, and so it excites me the most to have to go in there and improve myself. And you always gonna be behind somebody, but learn from them. Learn and get better, do something different and be better than them, because that's what I did. And it was hard at the time to sit behind people, but you just gotta trust the process and trust that you got your own path to follow.
Ruby Whitehorn, congratulations on being a finalist for the 2022 DAC Foundation Female Athlete of the Year. Ava Brizard leaves Marian as one of the most decorated volleyball players in program history. She was named a 2021 American Volleyball Coaches Association First Team All-American, earned All-State First Team 2 years in a row, And Ava was ranked the #1 player in the state all 4 years and joined an elite group earning Michigan's Miss Volleyball.
Your 2021 Miss Volleyball recipient from Marian High School, Ava Brizard.
I was just in shock. Like, it was incredible. I have seen all the amazing athletes who have won this award in the past, and the fact that my name is on that trophy with all these legends, it's just an incredible honor.
And that was just a handful of accolades earned, so it's hard to believe that her first competitive sport she played growing up was on a different kind of court.
So the first 10 years of my life, I played tennis. I want to try something different, so my mom played volleyball in high school, and she's like, why don't you try a team sport? And so I went to my first volleyball clinic when I was 12, and I was like, I love it. I fell in love with it. The fact that you can stop and cheer with your team and talk to them in between every point, I just fell in love with it instantly, and it's still one of the reasons I love it today.
And as we know, the rest is history. Ava finished her career at Marian with over 2,000 kills and over 1,700 digs. And this season alone, the 6'1" outside hitter racked up 602 kills, 53 aces, 41 blocks, and 24 assists to lead the Mustangs to a 53-1 record and back-to-back Division I state titles.
Everyone, our junior year, because we were a bunch of juniors and sophomores, was like, oh, well, you have next year. And we're like, no, we have this year. Why not this year? Why not us? And then coming back, you know, the pressure of returning the same team, but we did not let it get to us. And I'm just so proud of the staff and all my teammates for embracing that target that we had on our backs and making such an incredible run this year.
Ava also was named the 2022 Gatorade Michigan Volleyball Player of the Year for the second consecutive season, becoming only the third volleyball player to win in back-to-back years in Michigan history. And this year's award is cherished above the rest.
Along with the second Gatorade Player of the Year, I had the opportunity to apply for a $10,000 grand fund for a charity of my choice, which I chose Special Olympics Michigan, and I ended up winning that $10,000. My younger brother, Drew, plays basketball for Special Olympics, so the fact that I got to win that award and that led to me getting that money for Special Olympics, that's what makes that one just stand out among the rest. It's exactly what I wanted, to give them an opportunity to go out and do what they love just like I do.
For the last 5 years, Ava has coached at clinics for Marian and her club team, all while holding a 4.16 GPA. Now she's headed to North Carolina State.
When you step out on that court, you put everything behind you, and it's all about the team, and you put the team first. And if someone's struggling out there, it just teaches you to lift other people up, which is just so important in everyday life. I'm just so incredibly grateful for all the experiences I've had through volleyball, and I'm really excited for all the ones to come.
Ava Brizard, congratulations on being a finalist for the 2022 DAC Foundation Female Athlete of the Year. Kaila Jackson leaves Renaissance High School as one of the greatest track and field athletes, not just from her school, but in state history. Her journey to building this legacy all started when she was 7 years old.
I was in gym class and I'd be racing the kids every single day. And so the gym teacher came and told me and my mom that thought that I should run for this team and try out. And so I went and I was really good. It was hard, but I was so tired. But they were like, you're good, you could be something in the future. And I just stuck to it.
And from there, Kaila made a name for herself. But it didn't come easy. When Kaila was in 8th grade, she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And at the time, she thought her career in track could change.
It was hard for me at first. I didn't want people to know. I was like scared and afraid, and I thought I really couldn't do track anymore. It was a struggle, but you know, I worked through it.
Kaila started her Renaissance career with 3 state titles, 1 in the 200 meter and 2 relays. But then come junior year, she racked up 4 more state championships. But that was just the beginning of her story.
At a young age, I never expected to be doing this right now, so to have my name in those history books, it just feels good to be up there.
Congratulations to Kaila Jackson.
And to solidify her place in MHSAA history, she capped off her senior year by winning 4 more state titles, 2 individual and a pair of relays, while also leading Renaissance to its first Division I girls team state championship. On top of that, she broke another record in the 200 meter.
A rush of excitement because most of the time I don't know it's coming. I just run and just hope for the best. So after they announce it, I'm just like, oh my God, wow, I really did that.
All that was just in Michigan. The name Kaila Jackson is known beyond state borders. She won the AAU National Championship multiple times while also holding New Balance Invitational national titles. And the list continues to grow. Kaila is a champion at the Junior Olympics in 3 events and is a Junior Olympic record holder. With all those awards, there is one that stands out the most.
It'd probably have to be this one, the Joe Farrell Memorial Trophy, because like I said, this was from the Junior Olympics and there's so many kids and they picked me out of all of the kids because that season I had broke 4 records at that meet. I won the 100, 200, and the 4x2.
In her high school career, Kaila achieved all this while being a scholar athlete. And if she has any advice for future athletes, it's simple.
It's all about having fun, and you also have to stay patient because everything's not going to come at once or in the beginning like you would think. So just like for me, and now that I'm good now, I've made sure that I stayed humble and I wasn't boasting about my accomplishments because I too was in your shoes as well.
Now on to the next chapter. Kaila is headed to the University of Georgia, and as she reflected back on her journey, she's realized this is exactly where she wants to be.
I'm grateful for it all. It's made me figure out my path and what I really want to do. Sometimes I got like, do I really want to do this? But you know, in the end, it was always, yeah, I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Kaila Jackson, congratulations on being a finalist for the 2022 DAC Foundation Female Athlete of the Year. Ypsilanti Arbor Prep standout guard Maya Petticord is one of the top high school basketball players in Michigan. But to Maya, it's who she plays with that's made the biggest difference along the way.
My coaches and my teammates taught me a lot past these years. I grew as a leader, player, and just a person, so it just means everything to me. Basketball just gave me a better escape. I am a real competitor, so me just being a part of a team and doing what I love to do is just amazing, and it's just my therapy and it's a kind of escape.
Her passion for the game started at a young age and against a very familiar opponent.
My dad, he kind of got me interested in it. We used to always work out about 3 days a week when I was younger, so me just going to the gym with him every day just made me fall in love with it even more. I've beaten him a couple times, but he got me also, so it kind of, we go back and forth. And also my trainer, he also made me realize what kind of player I will be, and he had a lot of faith in me.
In her 4 years at Arbor Prep, she has made her name known, not just in the mitten, but across the country. Maya was a Miss Basketball finalist, ranked as the #2 player in Michigan, and ranked 80 in the nation for the 2022 recruiting class. But to Maya, those are just numbers.
I really don't pay attention to rankings like that. I just do what I can do, and the results will, come.
And they did. During her time at Arbor Prep, Maya averaged 22.9 points a game, while also recording 102 assists, 89 steals, and 50 three-pointers. She was also named the Michigan Associated Press Division III Player of the Year. And to top it off, Maya finished her career as Arbor Prep's all-time leading scorer with 1,709 career points.
Be like the youngest player in Arbor Prep history to beat that record is pretty big. Just being a leader is more important to me. My teammates try their best to push me. I try my best to push them. Really, that's my goal as far as being a point guard, just putting the team first, and then, whatever I can do, I do it.
In the Division III state finals, Maya scored 27 points in 31 minutes, leading Arbor Prep to a state title, and more importantly, reaching a goal she set freshman year to bring home a state championship.
All the work we put in for these last 4 years, especially the seniors, COVID, all the emotion just came to It was just one moment.
Next, she's taking her talents to Texas A&M to start a new chapter in her basketball career and to continue striving for her ultimate goals.
I don't want to be known for being a basketball player. I want to be known for, who I am as a person, how I impacted others. But, basketball is what completes me, actually. Just making a name for myself from these last years of high school and just AAU, anything around basketball, helped me be the person I am.
Maya Petticord, congratulations on being a finalist for the 2022 DAC Foundation Female Athlete of the Year. Look at everything that you've accomplished. I mean, has it hit yet? What does it feel like?
It feels amazing. I mean, going in as a freshman, I didn't understand the magnitude of girls golf. I didn't understand high school sports and all the different teams that I would compete against. I was just going in hoping to be on varsity. And now I realize that there are so many more things that I accomplished that I even thought were possible.
Plymouth High School's Bridget Boczar will go down in school history as one of the best girls golfers. Bridget broke every school golf record over her career. And to Bridget, believe it or not, all those broken records came as a surprise.
I didn't even realize that this is where I was. I didn't understand the standings of my scores and the stats and how far up I was in Plymouth girls golf history. I just wanted to go out there and play golf.
In her senior year, Bridget finished first or second in every tournament. And during her time at Plymouth, she was named to the girls' golf All-State Super Team 3 times and the All-Conference Team 4 times. To cap off an incredible career, Bridget won the Division I State Championship and was named Michigan's Miss Golf.
I was so honored because in the past as an underclassman, I would look up to the girls who would win Miss Golf and be on the super team. They're the best in the state, and wow, they're so good. So now that I actually made it and I am Miss Golf and I am on the super team, it feels really great to know that there are people that look up to me as well. And look at all the names on it. It goes back to 1986, I think. So it's crazy to be part of history now.
And playing the game is even more special with family. Bridget's twin sister Grace has been by her side every step of the way. And actually for the Boczar family, the love for golf is a tradition that has been passed down to generations.
It's just amazing to have a golf family because you have such a community of people that you go and you play with every single day.
Bridget's older brother was very instrumental in her success, and although he couldn't attend this year's state championship, those 18 holes have many memories.
It actually turns out that the course where I won the state championship and where Grace came in second is the course where he got into a playoff to win his own state championship finals. So that was pretty special, and he was on the phone when we were just finishing up saying oh, it's meant to be, this is fate, because that course has a lot of history.
Bridget accomplished all this while being a scholar athlete holding above a 4.05 GPA. She was a member of the Students Against Destructive Decisions and held multiple roles in the student television show. In the next chapter, college golf. During the recruiting process, Bridget and her sister Grace were a package deal. The two had a dream of playing college golf together, and now that is a reality. Bridget and Grace are headed to Oakland University.
It's so great that it's our relationship. It's not always a competition. It's not like a relationship between me and another competitor on the golf course, because in the end, my success is her success, and her success is my success.
Bridget Boczar, congratulations on being a finalist for the 2022 DAC Foundation Female Athlete of the Year. Abby Vanderkooi has been a dominant runner for 4 years at Western Michigan Christian. She is one of the best athletes to represent the Warriors.
To me, I'm just Abby. I'm just me. And then my coach has had to write out a few times all my accomplishments, and it's been wow, God has blessed me. I'm so thankful I've had all these wonderful opportunities.
Right from the very beginning, straight out of the gate in her freshman year, Abby started her high school cross-country career strong.
Opened my season with a 17:05, and people were like, "Did she cheat?" I'm like, "No, that was actually me," and it was fun.
From there, it took off. Abby won the state championship in cross country all 4 years and is a 2-time Gatorade Michigan Cross Country Runner of the Year. In her freshman and sophomore year, Abby competed on the national stage, finishing 3rd in the Foot Locker Cross Country Finals in San Diego, and was a first-team All-American. But the one race that she's most proud of was at regionals in Kenosha, and it wasn't because of the way she finished, but what she overcame to get there.
Some moments you cross the finish line and you can't believe it. Like when I won Kenosha Midwest my regional year, sophomore year, I literally got over the line and almost started to cry. And I've never been like that before. And it was like, wow, because like I had been struggling with iron. Like I finished my cross country state race in like an 18 something, and I was very frustrated with that. And then I came back there and I won, and it was like, wow, God is good. Like I was able to do this. I was able to get over my iron problems, and it just, yeah, running is a lot of different emotions.
Abby has also shown her speed in track. She capped off her senior year with her 3rd state title in the 3200. And this year, her time set the MHSAA record for Division 4. Abby also helped lead WMC to its first girls track and field state championship in program history. Although she's had success in both sports, Abby has found which one may be her favorite.
I used to hate track. I don't know why, but now I've grown to love the speed work of it, and it's fun to go fast. Cross country, I think I do like cross country the best though. It's just I like bad conditions. I like the mud. I don't mind the rain. I just guess some people might get worried by that, but to me it's bring it on. Let's see what I can do. How fast can I run?
And one of Abby's secrets to keep pushing through the meets is simple.
Remember why you do it, remember why you love it. I pray a lot while I run. I think about a lot of music, because if I can't listen to it, I can think about it.
And that is actually one of her favorite hobbies. Abby is part of the WMC Honors Choir.
I love being part of a choir. I love hearing the basses. I love singing the altos. I sing with my sisters too. We all are pretty musical.
Abby is a scholar student with above a 4.0 GPA. She also volunteers at her church. Next, Abby is set to run cross country and track at Grand Valley State University, where she plans to study nursing and reach her ultimate goal.
I want to help people. I want to be a pediatric nurse. I want little kids to be able to run. I want them to play. I want them to be able to live their lives. And if I can help them do that, that's my goal.
Abby Vanderkooi, congratulations on being a finalist for the 2022 DAC Foundation Female Athlete of the Year. All right. This year's Detroit Athletic Club's 2022 Michigan Female High School Athlete of the Year is from Detroit Renaissance High School, Kaila Jackson. Just to start out, what does this moment mean to you? Can you believe it?
I can't. I know that there were so many girls that I competed against that all of these girls had a chance, and I'm very proud of all of us. We all did an amazing job, but it's really an honor to be able to receive this award.
Yeah. So we're going to dive into a little bit of your career here and hear a little bit more about you. So let's start with Saturday. You finished your senior year with 4 more state titles and broke a record. What was Saturday like for you?
Saturday was a long day. As many people know, our state starts from about 10 a.m. and it ends at 7 p.m. So you really have to have that strong mentality and heart to be able to finish through that day, which I did have.
Yeah, and then you led Renaissance to the first Division I state title. What was that moment like celebrating with your team?
It was very exciting. We all worked very hard for that moment, so all of our hard work paid off.
Yeah, so we saw a little bit in the video, but you broke the all-finals record in the 200 meter. Can you talk us through what that moment was like when you crossed it? We saw you looked up and you clapped, so tell us what it was all about.
I was very shocked. I knew going into the 200 that I had a job to achieve, and to run hard and stay focused. And I just wanted to make sure that I did everything I had to do and finish strong.
Yeah, and then on top of all of that, you shine on the national stage. What has been some of your favorite meets that you've been to across the country? Because I know you've been everywhere, basically.
My favorites would be New Balance and Nike Nationals in Eugene, Oregon.
What was it like running in Eugene, Oregon, knowing that that's where the Olympic trials are?
It was very fun knowing that I was able to run where all of these superstars were, so I had a great time.
Yeah, and then on top of that too, you broke records in the Junior Olympics. How awesome was that, competing against other females like yourself who are also on the national stage?
Breaking those records were very great. I had so many girls that pushed me, and I'd just like to thank everybody who stayed on my side. It took a lot of courage and strength to be able to do that, so I was very proud of myself.
Yeah. Well, we all want to know the secret. How do you run so fast? Please tell us.
Just hard work and practice.
Do you have any routine that you have to do beforehand, or like any superstitions, any songs you have to listen to, or anything like that?
Sometimes I listen to music, but just being in my own state of mind and being to myself, that gets me ready mentally, and just thinking positive thoughts before I run and going through with what I have to do before the race starts.
Yeah, and when you think back to your entire journey, back when you first started running when you were 7 years old, like you said, to now, who's really helped you get to this point in your career?
It would have to be God and my family as well. They've pushed me so hard, and they've got me to all of these big stages to be able to run and perform as best as I could.
Yeah.
But now it's time to turn our attention to the men. All I want to say is that this really is one of the deepest fields that we've seen so far. And as what you guys accomplished and no doubt will accomplish. So how about we meet them, all right? Here are the nominees for Male High School Athlete of the Year. He's been called the most talented athlete in Traverse City Central's history. His name is Josh Burnham, a two-way player on the football field, captain of the defense, at middle linebacker, two-time Dream Teamer. His 100-plus tackles awarded him the state champs Amble Award as the top linebacker in the state. He was one of 6 finalists for the high school version of the Dick Butkus Award, which is given to the top linebacker in the nation. On offense, at quarterback, nearly 2,500 total yards and 43 touchdowns, guiding his team to back-to-back Final Fours and the first championship appearance by the Trojans in over 3 decades.
One of the main reasons was the year before, during the COVID period, where all of us came together as a group and really started working out on our own without coaches and all that sort of stuff. It just made a stronger bond between us all, and it really just led to what happened in the future.
The reigning Gatorade Player of the Year and the M-Live Player of the Year, he was also given the opportunity to play in the Adidas All-American Bowl in San Antonio, Texas. His entire career, the leader by example.
Thankfully, we had a ton. My senior class, everyone was pretty much a leader. I mean, we have quite a few guys who want to play college football after high school. So just us collectively as a group being there, supporting the younger class and helping them show what the standard is. That was one of the main things.
Josh was a 3-year basketball starter too, and as a junior was All-State honorable mention, a 4-star recruit, and one of the most sought-after linebacker prospects in the country. Josh chose to take his talents to the University of Notre Dame. An honor student and taking a mixture of dual-enrolled college and AP courses, Josh earned a 3.3 overall GPA and was able to graduate a semester early in order to enroll at Notre Dame. Burnham has served as a mentor for special needs students and, in an effort to create affordable housing, volunteered locally on behalf of Freedom Builders. Not finishing his senior year, however, was a tough decision.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, I obviously talked to like all my friends and like all the other coaches of the sports, and really just like it was definitely a really tough decision. But I knew what was going to be best for me for my future, and that was to go early enroll. And even though like you still like sometimes think like, oh, I should still be in high school. I mean, there's no place that you'd rather be getting a head start.
And his dream?
Obviously, this dream is still continue to like keep playing as long as I can, get to the NFL. Just like, I guess one thing to say, just every day try and get better, like 1% better. Just come in with a good attitude. I mean, there's going to be mornings where you have to wake up at 5 a.m. and you don't even want to get out of bed, you want to take a snooze, but you know that there's going to be a greater reward at the end of the day. So thank you for parents, coaches, players, just bringing me to where I'm at today. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do without them.
Congratulations, Joshua Burnham, for being a finalist for the DAC Foundation's Male Athlete of the Year. Orchard Lake St. Mary's Brock Porter is the highest rated athlete and pro prospect in the 137-year history of sports at Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Pundits state he's the best pitching prospect here in Michigan since Taylor Kennedy's Steve Avery in 1988. Avery went on to become the Atlanta Braves' third pick overall and became a National Championship Series MVP. High praise, but it's not hyperbole. Brock will be a two-time Dream Teamer and first-team All-American. He was Prep Baseball's National Co-Player of the Year as a junior, and Perfect Game has Porter currently ranked the 7th best high school prospect in the country and the 2nd best right-handed pitcher. Max Preps ranks him the #1 pitching prospect in 2022. He's topped 100 miles per hour on the radar gun twice. Some of Brock's fondest memories is the time he spent on and off the field with his grandfather. There's an old baseball saying, if it's gotta be, it starts with me. But that can be hard, especially with devastating news before one of your biggest games.
Yeah, he was my biggest supporter. He was always at every game, and he gave me joy. And 2 days before I was supposed to go to a big tournament, he passed away, and I was pretty heartbroken. But I knew the right thing to do was to go to this tournament, and I went. And I was pretty sad, but I knew he was there watching over me, and I ended up pitching one of the best games I ever pitched in my life. And I always knew he was super proud of me, and he helped me, get to where I am today.
Brock Porter is the ace of a staff on a team ranked #1 in the nation. The current win streak stands at 60 in a row. Brock came into the district's 6-0 on the mound, 87 strikeouts in 42 innings pitched, 4 no-hitters. He'd only given up 3 hits total. Great hitter, too, batting average over 500 with 4 home runs. His Eaglets are on the precipice of their 3rd state championship in 4 years, and if not for the COVID season cancellation in 2020, they could be going for an unprecedented 4 championships. The best baseball in the country being played right here, Michigan on the map.
I think, down south they think that they're the best, and, maybe even in California and all that, but I think Michigan, is also just as good as all those schools, if not better. And we train super hard here, and it's different.
Brock is not defined by baseball alone. A 4.24 GPA is summa cum laude status. Freshman class president, sophomore class vice president, OLSM's first ever member of the MHSAA Student Advisory Council, National Honor Society. He's volunteered his time with the Miracle League, helping kids with mental and physical disabilities experiencing the joy of baseball. He's committed to Clemson, but with the MLB draft coming up, he may have a big decision to make.
Right now my opportunity is Clemson. I'm trying to become a Friday night starter and try to win a NCAA championship there, and that's my dream, and eventually get drafted. I don't know if it's this year or a couple years down the road, but everybody's dream is to play in MLB someday, and hopefully that happens.
Congratulations, Brock Porter, for being a finalist for the DAC Foundation's Male Athlete of the Year. Hartland High School's Riley Hough is a history maker. Following his 2nd straight cross-country state championship, in which he became the first runner to record a sub-15-minute time twice at the MHSAA state finals, Riley was voted Mr. Cross Country and the Gatorade Runner of the Year, joining the former Brighton football and baseball star Drew Henson as the only Livingston County athlete to win that award in any sport. As a junior, he ran the second fastest time in state history. He then traveled to San Diego in December to run in the East Bay National Championship. To set the table, he was behind as the race was getting into the late stages.
For some context, this course is like one of the hardest I've ever run. Like, there's this giant hill that we have to go up twice. When I was coming down that hill, I knew I had to make a final push in order to do it, and I knew that I had to do it quick or else they would be able to outkick me. So I had to make a move on the downhill, and around the corner on the downhill, I was able to basically what they call slingshot around them. Right when I passed them, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the lead, I gotta go. It was like, because I didn't realize I made that much of a gap on them. I thought they were still right behind me, and it's hard to tell when the crowd's around. So I just kept trying to, like, I gotta do this, I gotta push no matter what.
He was the national champion, nominee for the US Today Cross Country Runner of the Year. He competed in Alabama, and although Riley finished 5th, it was the fastest high school cross-country race in American history. On the track, 3,200 state champion his junior year, running lane mile national champion, 2-mile runner-up. And at the weekend's Division I track and field state finals, although falling short by less than a second of back-to-back titles in the 3,200, Riley won his first 1,600 state championship.
An experience like no other, to be racing against everyone and like just to be racing in general, whether it's on the cross-country course or it's on a track. Running is 99% mental. Yeah, I mean, that sounds a lot, but that is really true. Like, if you have to be mentally prepared for the pain that you're about to endure, because running, when you're racing, it's nothing but pain. It's like, you just have to push through it. You have to be ready to deal with this pain like no other.
Riley will graduate a 5-time academic All-Stater. A 3.55 GPA, Riley is heading to run at Michigan State. His father majored in biology, and Riley's interest is science as well, and a degree in kinesiology could be in the works. He's volunteered in the local fire department and the community gardens, but in the running game, how far can Riley go?
I'm sure a lot of runners have said this before, but it's like, you make it to the Olympics. I also want to try and go pro. I mean, that would just be an amazing experience to do either of those. Like, I feel like that if I keep going the way that I'm going, I have a possibility. Not to jinx myself, but I just want to like really experience that kind of stuff because it sounds really fun to me, and I would really love to be a part of that.
Congratulations, Riley Hough, for being a finalist for the DAC Foundation's Male Athlete of the Year. Holly High School's Jacob Gonzales is the most decorated wrestler in the school's history. A wrestling family that includes 3 older brothers. This winter, Jacob pulled off what his siblings could not when he won his 3rd individual state championship. His 4-year record, 176-3, 0 losses the last 3 years. Michigan grappler, 3-time Dream Teamer, at 152 pounds, 7th best high school wrestler in the nation. But Jacob has been a 3-sport athlete all 4 years. He achieved All-League honorable mention status in football, and he's a 3-year captain on the track in the spring.
I do 3 sports, and it's not by coincidence. Like, I know people that do like wrestling all around, and they get like repeated injuries like with one area. So I try to stay fresh, do 3 sports. I still do wrestling like over like spring, but it's definitely like changing up what you do normally. Because if you do something one way, it's not really going to help you a lot. So if you can like do as much as you can in different areas, it's going to help. And I know like even if you just do wrestling, like going to different rooms and seeing different coaches like definitely helps out. Like I mainly stayed at Holly, but every once in a while I would go to camps and go to different rooms and get better like by getting different looks.
He's humble, yet has a deep-seated motivation to compete, and that comes from a profound work ethic.
I have a lot of people around me that like are good influences, like my brothers, family, coaches, that just, even if I see them, like I know what they went through, and it keeps me motivated to know that I have to go beyond that and try to be the best I can. One aspect that I think everyone knows is like the cutting weight, and that's really on you. It's self-discipline, you know, like mornings and nights, you know, you have to be always thinking about it, and it takes a special kind of person to be able to handle everything that goes involved with wrestling and athletics.
His commitment translates into the classroom, a weighted GPA of nearly 3.9, a 3-year honor roll, and 3-time Flint Metro Scholar Athlete, Student Athlete Advisory Council, and he's done a ton of volunteering, including working as a youth coach. When it came to college, Jacob focused primarily on the Ivy League.
It was really this year, and especially after Fario, that like a lot of colleges started taking looks at me, calling me, asking, trying to get visits. And I went to Cornell, CMU, and Brown. And Brown was really where I felt like at home. And it was a really good team, really good coaches, and like Providence, Rhode Island is really nice. Like it's a good in between like a city and a town, and like I really like it there.
Congratulations, Jacob Gonzales, for being a finalist for the DAC Foundation's Male Athlete of the Year. Ann Arbor Greenhills boasts the #1 tennis player in the state, Mert. A 4-time individual singles state champ, he's just one of 9 in MHSAA history to have won 3 of those titles at #1 singles. Mert was Mr. Tennis. The entire Oral family is proudly from Turkey. His parents attended medical school in the U.S. and are practicing physicians here. Back in the day, neither his mom or dad had ever picked up a racket in their life, yet when Mert, along with his brother, came along, they wanted the boys to give it a shot.
First sport that I really loved, and same for my older brother, was soccer. I loved soccer. We'd wake up every weekend early to watch the Turkish Soccer League games. So when I was around 5 or 6, I want to say, like that's when my dad first started looking into signing us up for organized sports. I hated tennis at first, actually. I just wanted to play soccer, didn't like it at all. I mean, because it's a tough sport when you're like 5 or 6, you can barely make contact with the ball. But eventually, I just started practicing and actually being able to like consistently make contact with the ball. And then, I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was just like, one day I remember like just waking up for like my Sunday morning lesson, and I was no longer dreading it, but I was actually looking forward to it, and then I ran from it from there. And by the time I was 8, I was like, wow, tennis is the only thing I want to do.
It's paying off. A 5-star recruit, an All-American. On the national scene, Mert won the 2018 USTA Midwest Closed Championship and reached the finals of the 2019 USTA Level 2 National Tourney. Most high-level players don't play high school tennis. There's a lot of pressure to play on the national scene if you want to go anywhere in the sport. Mert took a different path, one that connected him to his school and his friends.
I know for some players in some states there isn't like a very strong like high school tennis culture. Like, ooh, what are you guys doing? Why are you still playing high school? But I just love it. There's something about just going out to battle with a group of like your 12 best friends, waking up at 5 a.m. on Saturday to go to a duel match. It wouldn't be right for me to talk about my high school tennis experience without mentioning my coaches, Eric Gajar and Mark Randolph. I mean, what they've meant to me both as a player, a person, and even as a student, I can't even put it into words.
Mert was given the first-time honor of being captain of the team as a junior and a senior. He will be the first tennis player from Ann Arbor Greenhills to play tennis on scholarship at Michigan since 1979. It's there he will study biomedical engineering. He's got a 4.03 GPA, presidential scholar, participated in Model UN as an executive board member. He was an MHSAA Scholar Athlete, National Merit Scholar, All-State Academic Team. His freshman year, he started up a small enterprise called Fitness with Mert. He won the USTA Southeast Michigan Hoxie Award, which is given out to the player that best demonstrates success on the court and in the classroom, but also in the field of sportsmanship and promoting the sport.
I'm now ranked the top 25 on the Tennis Recruiting Network for the nation. That was a huge milestone for me to reach. So I'd like to think that I've done very well for myself.
Congratulations, Mert Oral, for being a finalist for the DAC Foundation's Male Athlete of the Year. One of the top shot put and discus throwers in the entire nation resides at Carson City Crystal High School, and his name is Zane Forist. As a junior, he had perhaps one of the most dominant seasons for any thrower in the history of the state of Michigan. 14 high school meets, 28 first-place finishes, while also setting the meet or invite record in both the shot put and discus at every venue he competed. To top off his junior season after winning 2 state championships, Forist went on to win the high school national championship in the shot put and discus at the Outdoor Nationals in Eugene, Oregon. Zane had 50 NCAA Division I schools contact him with interest in joining their track and field team. This past winter, at the LAB Winter Invite in the weight throw series, Zane smashed the state record by over 3 inches, setting the standard for any throwers that follow.
I started throwing in middle school. It was just kind of something I did. I was more focused on football and basketball. But my freshman year, football didn't really go as well as I would have hoped. And basketball, I ended up playing JV basketball, and I'm like, okay, you know, whatever, I'm just gonna go with this track season. It ended up going really well, and I hadn't really put much effort or work into it. So I'm like, okay, well, what if I do start to put in some work? What's it gonna look like? So that's what I did, and I really saw it just take off.
He was a 3-year basketball player and an all-state football player. He gave them both up his senior year to focus on track and field. He is ranked top 10 nationally in both the shot and discus, and is ranked number 4 in Michigan high school history in both the discus and the shot put. It's a lot of work.
So a day for me is pretty much go to school. After school, go to practice for 2 hours. After that, go straight to the weight room, lift for 2 hours, go home, eat, do my homework, usually stretch, you know, kind of let my whole body recover, get all the lactic acid out. Don't want to get tight, because for throwing, you got to be flexible.
On Saturday, Zane did it again, winning back-to-back shot put and discus state titles, setting new meet records in both events. 200 feet in the discus, and this throw of 67 feet 5 inches in the shot put. His coach called Zane one of the most self-motivated people he's ever seen. He's been an honor student all 4 years of high school and has a 3.6 GPA. Still, on occasion, he works off a food truck with his mother to help the community through his church. Zane will continue his talents at the University of Michigan.
I just really want to be the best. I love winning. I don't like to lose. I started with when I was younger in other sports, and I carried it over to track. I kept raising my standards. At first it was like, I just want to win every meet I go to, all the local meets. Then it was like, okay, I want to be one of the top guys in Michigan. Then it's like, I want to be the top guy in Michigan. And now it's like, I want to be the top guy in any state. I mean, you can't just finally hit a goal and be like, okay, I'm good now, I'm just going to rest here. No, I think you got to keep going, set a new goal and go for that one.
Congratulations, Zane Forist, for being a finalist for the DAC Foundation's Male Athlete of the Year. The winner of the Detroit Athletic Club's 2022 Michigan Male High School Athlete of the Year, from Orchard Lake St. Mary's, Brock Porter. What do you want to say to the DAC selection committee for choosing you here in 2022?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. This whole event has been absolutely amazing, and just being here and with these amazing other athletes is an honor. It's been amazing, absolutely amazing.
Right. Congratulations on your team winning another district. It's big. I may be wrong. I believe this is the first time. I think it's the second time. I was talking to Coach before we came out here that you guys are competing in Division I.
Yeah.
It's always been Division II before that, Class C. So that's a new challenge. But your team is ranked number 1 in the country. Tell the audience here about gives you a chance to do some shout outs. The talent level on this version of the Eaglets. You've got like 10 Division I college players on the team, 3 All-Americans.
Yeah, we're absolutely stacked. We have, like you said, 10 plus D1 commits, a couple All-Americans, and we're all just best friends, and the whole team's just amazing, and I think that's why we're playing so well together. I think just the chemistry that we have, and the talent level that we have. That's why we're, I think, 39-0 this year.
Yeah, and let's talk about your future. The Major League Baseball draft is just 41 days away. We saw in your story here that you're committed to Clemson, and that's where you plan to be. But with the draft so close, of course, we're seeing mock drafts of where the guys, are predicting you may go. I saw one on the other day that had about 50,000 views, and it was on YouTube, and you were mentioned. So just for fun, Chuck, roll that video, would you?
With the 9th overall pick, the Kansas City Royals are up. I have them selecting Brock Porter, pitcher out of high school. Brock Porter will be the first pitcher taken in the draft. He'll also be the first high school pitcher taken in the draft. If it wasn't for Dylan Lesko going down with Tommy John surgery, I think he would be number 1, but Brock Porter, not too shabby either. Big right-handed pitcher, probably has the best fastball in the entire high school class. Since 95-96, but can touch triple digits. He's also got a really nice changeup and working on a slider curveball combination right now. He also just threw a no-hitter the other day, so I think he's going to be the first arm off the board, and the Royals feel like a good fit.
So there you go. So they had him going number 9. This is fun. There was another mock that had our own Detroit Tigers selecting you at 12. I'm sure that you and your family, though, have had long discussions just about this topic. And it's not fair for me to ask you what you're going to do. But you see these predictions and all of that. What goes through your mind? I mean, it's got to be surreal. Like, they're talking about you.
Yeah, I think, I definitely think about it, but, right now, just trying to win a state championship, and I try to just, let it go and just play my game and just have fun out there and just compete.
But it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have fun just kind of looking around. You're just seeing like, oh, so, where do they have me going?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
All right. We don't have to make news here tonight and say that you're Clemson's going to be great. They got you and Ruby, so it's going to be exciting. Now, speaking of your family, will the Porter family and his support system please stand up? If you can do that for me. There they are. Brock, why don't you give me the names of who's here tonight representing you?
My mom, Michelle, my dad, Todd, my grandma, Mimi, Grandma Jeannie, and Grampy.
Okay, all right. So you got a well-represented group here, and I wanted to include in the piece what your grandfather meant to you. As I was asking for pictures for the story, your family was, sharing with me how emotional it really still is. Some more context into what that actually happened that weekend is it was a big national event for players who are entering their senior year, and your travel team were actually a year younger than everyone else. So the day you're supposed to fly out, I understand everyone called him Papa.
Yep.
Right. So he passes away. You have to get on a plane and pitch, I think, the next day at 8 a.m. I understand your grandma Mimi said you had to go and he would be watching down on you. You get on that plane, you allow just, one run on a team that was older than you. Major league scouts are there. I mean, how did you get through it?
I think it was just him. I think he had my back the whole time, and going into it, I was pretty sad, but I knew he was going to be with me the whole time, and I just gave it my all, and I knew that that's what he wanted me to do.
You've had scouts watching you your entire, high school career, if not before that, and all the stuff you've done with club teams and travel teams. Do you get nervous?
Not really. I just go out there and just compete. I kind of just block everything out. I don't really hear, even when people are kind of talking in the crowd and everything, I don't really hear anything. I just go out there and just pitch and just do my thing.
Wow. I'll end with this. If you guys have heard of something called WHIP, if you follow baseball, that is when they rate pitchers, this is the sum of a pitcher's walks and hits divided by total innings pitched. If you have a 1, that's considered really good. Anything below that is outstanding. And Brock's heading into the weekend was a .48. So if this was the major leagues, you'd be a Cy Young candidate, my friend. We can't wait to see what you do in the future, and we hope you'll come back to this stage one night and share your journey with us. He was just named the Michigan Gatorade Baseball Player of the Year for the 2nd straight year, and now is the DAC Foundation's Male Athlete of the Year. Brock Porter, everybody. Thank you. All right, so the 26th annual DAC Foundation's Male and Female High School Athlete of the Year Awards are in the books. We are joined once again, very briefly here, as we close out with the winners, Brock Porter and Kaila Jackson. Again, I was so excited and everything. I forgot to even ask for the card.
Well, I had trouble opening the envelope,
yeah,
so either way.
Yeah, maybe that's what did it, but again, congratulations, you two. This is well-deserved. And Brock, this is just one of many accolades, but I hope you know that this is really a special award because it means more than just your athletic accomplishment.
Yeah, thank you. It's truly an honor just being here and, receiving this award, but, it was amazing just being here with all these athletes and just knowing what they do and what this whole DAC has put on for us.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Kaila, for you, we talked about it earlier. Her resume goes on. It was pages. So we could only pick a few that we could talk about. But what does this moment mean to you here at the DAC?
It means so much to be here. It's truly an honor to receive this award. We all worked hard for it, but I'm just truly blessed.
And a strong support system behind you. So congratulations to you, and we're excited to see what the future has in store at the University of Georgia.
Thank you.
That's right. We've got Georgia and we have Clemson here representing, so Michigan will be well represented down south. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Everyone winners here tonight. Once you see those stories, you realize that we could have given this award to each and every one of them, but these two are well-deserving, and it's fantastic, and we had a great time.
Oh, we sure did, and seriously can't wait to see what both of you guys do in the future and to represent the state of Michigan and MHSA as a whole. So congratulations, you guys.
Okay, we'll see you guys. We'll do it again next year.